Hi, this is Bernie with Connections Consulting, and I'm part of the Canadian Singles Association here in Canada. And in that, I go to the Center Street Singles and also Plenty of Fish online dating for single people. And it's a good company. They do a lot of source info. It's basic on you, but so you can meet other people. And they have the highest rating and acclaim apparently for protecting men from getting lured by underage women online. Because online, who knows whose profile is what? You know how it goes. And they also have a high rating and acclaim for protecting women from predator men. So, well, any kind of predator, but you know, men dating women, obviously. The man being potentially a predator, they protect women from that. So it's very good. Center, centered singles community in Calgary. Um, I want to invite you to an upcoming event. It's one of my favorites. I go to the annual Christmas dinner. I was telling you I go to about 3 dinners a year, and one of the ones I go to is the Calgary Singles Christmas Party at the uh, Centered Singles Community, and it's very elegant in that people kind of. I enjoy the food. Like it's really good. It's that turkey dressing, um, blessing mashed potatoes and butter and all the veggies and mix-ins. But people kind of put on the ritz, and they come out in their special dress, well, not a costume, but the best garb they have. They often put it on. I even wear a nice shirt and, kind of try to look stellar for the ladies galore. And there's a lot. There's usually about 100, anywhere from 125 to 175 people that come to this dinner every year, it seems. I've been going there a few years now. And the community itself has probably about anywhere from 380 to 500 people that have kind of been through it and filtered through it, stuck around and whatnot in the sort. I've been kind of going there for about 6 years, I guess, more or less. So part of that Christmas dinner is also like there's a cost. I believe it's usually about $25 or somewhere in there. But if you don't have the money, I guess, if you're on hard times, you can request if sometimes people sponsor other people to come. And I know I've had blessing happen to me at times when I've been on the short list for work and things, and money's tight. So you want to kind of, you want to accommodate that if you can. If you can fit that, there's a Christmas hamper as well that the singles community puts on. They sponsor hardship families who nobody should go without a Christmas, and that's kind of the belief in this community. And being single people are single, they want to make sure. I guess their hope is that nobody is going to feel like they don't belong at Christmas time, especially a very important season. So go with that. Call the hamper folks. It's usually like about $100 value, if I remember correctly, and it comes about that same time as the Christmas dinner within a relative time frame. The Christmas dinner this year is on December the 6th, so come on out and book your spot now if you can. And there's probably more information on cschurch.ca. You can find out about how to reserve your place at the meal, and it's very nice. One of the things about the community that I really believe is important, and I try to tell people about sometimes, is in the church setting of learning the scripture. They have some classes to help people, so as you come and you're part of the singles, you can base out from there into different courses and classes. One of them is Grief Share, it's called, and I actually attended this after my father his passing and his death. And so, you know, as you're coping with life and you want to get through something, it, you know, could be the loss of anybody, really, someone close to you, you know, a sibling or a child or whatever, but, or even a close friend that's like a brother to you, brother or sister. So, you know, come out to that if you want. It's 13 weeks, and it's every Thursday night. There's a divorce care class as well for people who are going through separation and divorce, and the trauma of that is life-changing. I mean, people, you know, you don't just like, you know, have an arm cut off you and you move on. You got to sort of grow another limb, right, to get through life. So it's very good, and you know, I've been through some of my own, I guess, healing, if you will, through counseling and stuff. But this is very good, and I'm not the type of guy that likes to repeat things. If I don't have a sense I should do something, I don't do it, because if you repeat, I just don't want to waste time. So if I've achieved my goal, to me, going and doing something again just for the heck of it, and I can tell you with assurance, because I have been through some courses at Center Street, there's just good quality instruction and leadership, and you know, the teaching is very high content of the scripture and the Bible, and the things you need, you equate in yourself, you need to get to find healing and hope after some kind of traumatic event. There's also an addictions recovery course on that same Thursday night. You can stem out from singles and go into that. And so anybody that's struggling with any kind of addiction, whether it's overeating, you know, and you're just overweight and you can't seem to get through that. There's whether it's drugs or alcohol and things that are messing up your life, and you're having a hard time coping with life and the systems of life, and doing things and equating, getting stuff done you need to, and you know, your life, accomplishing it with purpose, and family members depending on you, all that, your work, anything that's getting in the way, and you do have a true addiction, this course would help you as well. It's a longer one. It's about 40 weeks, but well worth it. Everybody that I have heard who has been through it, that has talked to me that's talked to me, they've said really good, well things about it. So life is a journey. We're on that journey of hope, but you know, it's not just a destination. I mean, the destination is out there somewhere, whatever your goals are, and then there's the eternal hope destination. And I mean, you get too caught up in today, you're not ever thinking about the future or the goal. But the other realm of things is no good either, because if you're stuck thinking about your goal in the future all the time, and you're not getting things done and taking care of life today, and you're not, I mean, you have to enjoy the journey, right? And I've always said that, burning on journey. I've been on a journey my whole life, and I find people who are content living today in the now, in challenging circumstances even, but they find a contentment in them. They're happier people to be with and get along with. I'm one of those normally, and I find most people I interact with in a closer way get on that journey too if they're not on it, because they find that inner hope, and the healing is maybe even there through another realm of life, but they can find it here too, and that's why I'm inviting it. Very purposeful. You know, I am CCI life motivation, so I want to see the better development of people and help them equate that in their journey to something good, that they can take a structure of life out, you know, in them, from them, in them, to help others even, right? It's not just about you, because there's always, it seems like once you know or learn something in life, there's someone else that might need that passed along somewhere along the way. So, you know, you find there's less hassle around you when that happens, is you're kind of, there's a generosity, right? And people don't always believe in that term. Some people are selfish, and they're acclaimed as more of a hermit that can't take care of anybody or whatever. But if you're giving, you're less apt to have hassle from people. And everything is a gift from God if you have it to give, a gift from above. So, for some people that might be money. They give from their means to take care of people who don't. For some people, and I have a training company, as I've said, and as you know, it's a gift of knowledge to pass along to people. And it's good to learn, but don't learn so much that you become stupid. People can do that. You know so much that you don't know anything anymore. You got to keep the basics, and always it seems in front of you, to do the simple, to get done the simple things in life that make sense. That's kind of the way I go. I try to always come back, always, and focus on the basics, and that's the exercise of life, right? You build the muscles. The spinach of life is the simple stuff, and it can get boring sometimes if you don't watch it. You got trouble there. You don't want trouble, so if you're if you're tempted to divert off track, you got to bring yourself back to the cause of that, and it's some emotion in you or something that needs to be corrected, and through the scripture you can do that. Out of the heart potentially comes evil, wicked things, but also the good is in there for the dreams and the fulfillment of the cause and the purpose that you have in life. And so come back to that. And knowing is good, but don't complicate it. The more simple we can keep life, the better, in terms of its getting along with and equating that to others. You end up in a zoo, you're from a zoo. And you want to be in a zoo all the time with people who are zoo-like. I'm not about that. I enjoy a little fun, a little party, a little celebration, but I prefer to just enjoy a basic life, not complicated by some zoo effect around me. I don't dwell too well. The stem is short, not for me. Slow to anger, kind, loving, kind towards, be kind towards people. But you don't ever want to see a power guy blow, because when he blows, that's it. And so sometimes you got to get out of here. Like, you just got to leave, get your patience back in order, take a breath. And that's just good self-management. I equate that, and I try to accommodate. I don't accommodate, but it's like a way of getting along. If you don't get along with people, our world is, hate is not tolerated, and hate will blow up in your face. If you're hating people and your heart is wrong, and the minute, even if your cause isn't even a hateful cause, maybe you have a good cause, but you're in a destructive mode, and you got hate coming out of you, nobody's going to take that anymore. Like, we're well beyond, well past that. So you gotta have a calmness and a contentness and get along with people, and you can't hate. Haters will not be tolerated, no matter who they are or what they're doing. So, it's the simpler the better. Keeping things simple, you don't fall into that hate trap. And I mean, what do you know? And what do you know? God's not going to be surprised by what you know. I mean, what are you going to tell me? I mean, God's not going to be surprised. So why would you be, I guess? Don't think that you are. You got to know what you know, and know the good stuff, and keep coming back to it. And, I'd like to see you come out to the Christmas dinner if you can. If you're a friend of mine that associates in the community anywhere in my life, in the greater Calgary community, come on out. Come attend some of these classes if you want, if you need the healing and the help. And you'll get the hope you need. Come on out. I sure encourage you to do that now. You all. And, we'll get a book of business on the go when the time is right. I don't situate myself well with people who are discerning a cause against me when I want to do business. So I always encourage people in the body, mind, and spirit mode of dwelling to get your growth in a direction. And if you've got it, great. I love to situate myself with people who are going to do that or have already done it, and they want to go down the business path with me, because I have a book of business on the go, and I'm building a company, as you know, and we are on a journey, and that's just true, proper, and correct. And you know, the singles, like, people, they're not all, they can be easy to get along with. The one thing I know, here I'm sitting here with my big wool blanket on a cool autumn night inside my home, and it's warm, and it says somewhere in the scriptures that when a person's cold, when two naked people lie down together, they can stay warm. Well, isn't that great? I think of that scripture sometimes in humor, but it's true. And any of you who are there know that. Anybody who's been there knows that. But it also says in Scripture, and this is true, this is why you learn from Scripture. The blind is following the blind, and the blind guy falls in the ditch, the other blind guy falls in the ditch. So it's good not to be blind. It's good to know and to learn and to grow. And I'll go with that now at Connections Consulting, training for personal life motivations when it applies to that, for business company and the rest of my realm, business training, market growth projects. Bernie May, 1-403-519-3495. Call us sometime. We'd be glad to meet with you if you can. Thanks for that.